Nearly 3,700 years ago, storms raged along the Yellow River. Town, a leader from the Shang clan, defeated the last ruler of the Xia dynasty, marking the birth of a new era. As the first king of the Shang dynasty, Town carved a powerful message into his bath basin. If you can in one day improve yourself, do so from day to day. Let there be daily improvement. This timeless principle, later recorded in Confucian classics, became a cornerstone of Confucian teachings, shaping ideas of education and leadership. Passed down through generations, it not only shaped Chinese history, but has also resonated globally. Chinese civilization, one of the world's oldest, has journeyed through change, resilience, and progress. What sets it apart is its ability to thrive for thousands of years, continuously evolving through innovation. From groundbreaking technological advancements to transformative philosophical ideas, and from the selection of leaders to the cultivation of talent, innovation has been at the heart of its development, allowing it to adapt and flourish in a constantly changing world. The story of Chinese civilization is ultimately a story of ongoing innovation. Its influence reaches far beyond its time and borders, inspiring the world today and into the future.
I'm Dr. Chen Zhang, physics teacher by trade, science communicator by passion, and for the curious minds out there, your guide on an extraordinary adventure. For over a decade, I've been teaching the wonders of physics, but now I'm here to take you on a much bigger journey. A journey to trace the innovation that has shaped one of the world's oldest civilizations. Trust me, this isn't just about ancient wisdom. This is about how the past continues to shape the present and the future. Buckle up, because this will be quite the ride. Welcome to Turpan, the legendary Land of Fire. Yet somehow, in the middle of this furnace, a vibrant green oasis springs to life. Where does the water come from? Well, that's the magic in the science.
小伙子，刚才我看你在那儿就直接就喝水了，这水能喝吗？
能喝。一出生就是有这个卡尔井嘛，就在这里喝水喝的。
哎呀，大姐您好，您用了多少年了呀？
用了
5年了吧，我6岁了，现在
就从您出生开始就是用的这个水。
洗完
喝水，给树浇水啊，浇水都用这个水。
哎呦，那这真的是咱们这儿的母亲河了。
This ingenious system has been a lifeline for the people here in one of the driest regions on Earth. The Kharis, meaning well in the Uyghur language, stretches like a necklace of pearls across the Turpan Basin, with some dating back over 2,000 years to the Han Dynasty. To understand how it survived all this time, let's dive into its vast network of underground
您
tunnels,
注意安全啊！
starting with one of its vertical shafts.
我站在井口都觉得高，有点晕。
爬过来没什么感觉。
严师傅，我现在能看到您的矿灯在水面上波光粼粼的样子，不过我看起来好深呐。您在井下感觉如何呀？
可以，好的呢。
下面的渠有多高啊？
这里去，快是89吧。
The vertical shafts help with ventilation and maintenance. To ensure a steady water flow, Schur's team regularly dredges the channels.
这就是竖井。
30多米，
那咱们这一段总共有多长？
总共220米。以前那个老卡井，这边有100多，将近200米，严重塌方
啊。
现在就是没法水正常流
啊，
所以说就重新改个新道，把老 倒了水引到这个新区里。
哦，一个竖井到另一个竖井中间，这个咱们是怎么定向的呢？
经纬仪，
用经纬仪是吧？
嗯。
Modern tools make the work much easier. But thousands of years ago, without any of these tools, ancient people somehow dug these incredible tunnels.
咱们现在处于坎儿井的最底部，这就是首井、竖井，
啊
一般大概在60到100米深，最深的大概120米左右。
啊，
这就是暗渠，它竖井完了下来以后，它水流沿着暗渠往下流。
Xu Weiwei told me that, powered only by gravity, glacial water flows from the Tian Shan Mountains down to the Turpan Basin. To escape the burning sun, it slips through a maze of underground tunnels before reaching open channels or reservoirs. The real ingenuity lies in the precision it took to line up the shafts and hidden tunnels.
过去他们挖个竖井以后，怎么样才能找到正确的方向呢？
经过2种定向，一种木棍定向，一种油灯定向。木棍定向就是地面的定的方向传导到地下来，木棍定向完以后挂油灯，然后根据影子去挖的方向。
啊，这还是一个复合定位方法，就是井上先拿木棍儿，相当于就像我们现在那个枪械那种机械瞄准似的，拿个木棍儿定着那个方向，然后它前后吊稳根绳掉下来一个木棍儿，跟上面是平行的，
传导到地下来
啊。 古人就已经掌握了木棍定向这样的机械定位法和油灯定向这样的光学定位法。哎呀，这真是一个挺了不起的创新。
Xinjiang is home to 1,500 car risks, with about 1,200 in the Turpan, stretching across 3,400 kilometers. These underground marvels, alongside the Great Wall and the Grand Canal, are hailed as ancient China's greatest engineering feats. In September 2024, the car risks were included in the 11th batch of World Heritage irrigation structures. Yet, since the 20th century, environmental and social shifts have led to a drop in water levels, posing a challenge to balance water efficiency with ecological preservation. And the answer is a testament of modern ingenuity.
这里是我们温宿县塔兰河新时代坎儿井的一个示范基地。
咱们新时代坎儿井到底新在哪儿？
我们现代坎儿井呢，是利用的是我们的地下储水构造这块儿，然后我们有3套系统来体现的，一套是我们的集水系统，一套是我们的回补系统，还有一套我们的一个输水系统。跟我们传统坎儿井最大的区别就是我的水可以有调序。 你需要多少水，我可以把水蓄到我这儿。
啊，今天我们就可以按需分配了。
对，这个水可以直接饮用，
直接喝可以是吗？
都可以满足饮用。
还挺甜的。这片果园我刚才从这儿走过啊，完全和我过去刻板印象里边那个大家觉得南疆很干旱的那种感觉不一样。
我在这个地方来已经有20多年了，这个当时的水灌溉啊特别紧张，每年也就是浇2个水或者3个水，你现在随时浇都有，能够就满足我们果树的生长需求。
Water has been called the next oil. It drives commerce, trade, innovation, and fuels economic success. For thousands of years, people in China have diligently worked on water management, constantly improving and innovating. Now, at the foot of the Tian Shan Mountains, a groundbreaking, multifunctional water control project, which began in 2019, is nearing
周
completion.
工，您好，您好。
哦，陈老师您好，您好，欢迎来。
您好。啊，我们现在这个地儿是
1707。站在这个位置来看，你看，我们就是感觉到整个大自然赋予了整个阿克苏一个天然的一个峡谷，利用这个峡谷作为一个隘口，形成当水大坝，就这样形成一个天然的一个库盆。它以坝高247米为世界最高沙砾斯坝。
This is China's very own Grand Canyon. Built here, the peak of the dam towers as high as an 80-story building, an impressive 62 meters taller than the iconic Three Gorges project. For anyone passionate about science and engineering, seeing a mega project like this is truly thrilling.
除了这个高坝特点以外，它还有高边坡。我们从顶部一直挖到底下来说的话，它的边坡学长的话要达到了600多米长。混凝土要从这个上面采用自重的状态的话流下去，流下去又不能分散。在我们刚才这个溢洪道的流量过程中来说的话，还有一个高流速的一个施工特点。这种高流速的话，对我们混凝土的冲刷、对混凝土的质量要求是比较高的。
In the realm of physics, the height of a dam is the measure of its challenge. And this one stands as the tallest in the world. The scale of this project is nothing short of extraordinary. Let's hop in and drive inside to uncover the secrets hidden deep within.
以往的观测数据都是通过外观的测量数据，还有内部安装的一些仪器的一些数据，但是我们从来就没有哪一个人能够做到我们进入大坝的内部来看一看我们大坝内部的一些变形情况。所以呢，我们史无前例的规划了这条隧道。这样的话，通过我们在进入大坝核心区域，比如说这些渗水的一些观测，最终我们可以最真实的了解我们大坝的安全状况和它的运行的实际情况。
就像地用听诊器一样，摁在这个墙上就可以探测一下这里边的情况吗？
同时也可以像一个小的机器人进入血管啦。
啊，这就让我们看到了一个新质生产力的非常具象的一个体现哈。
Upon completion, this project will create a massive reservoir with a capacity of over 1 billion cubic meters, one of the largest in Xinjiang.
这里就是我们的上游围堰。明年下闸蓄水蓄水位的话是在1640，比我们脚下的站的这个位置来说的话高105米，就会出现一个高峡出平湖的一个生况。
想象一下哈，这个地方将来高峡出平湖以后，下游美丽的胡杨林持续不断的生长，唐里木河一直保持着它的美景，瓜果飘香，未来滨江还会变得越来越好。
No matter how harsh the environment, where water flows, life thrives. In the past, people used their hands and wisdom to create car risks, bringing life to arid lands. Today, through the power of innovation, we have these groundbreaking water projects, shaping harmony between people and nature across vast regions. The goal is simple, to make our homes, our lives, and our world better. This is the true power of innovation.
I leave northwest China behind and journey over 2,000 kilometers east, arriving at the Ningxia Plain. Here, heritage and innovation come together once again, this time shaping one of China's most iconic treasures, porcelain.
我们现在所处的地方就是西夏窑址的中心烧制地带。这个地方面积很大，漫山遍野都是瓷片。我们随便捡到一片，你看，它都是1000年以前的。
哦。
啊。而且呢，这些瓷器呢，它可以代表我们这个西北地区北宋时期制瓷的最高水平。
就是说，我们现在看到的这漫山遍野的瓷片，都是1000年前的呀。
是呀，这个窑址是我们这个西夏瓷窑里面面积最大、制瓷质量最高、烧制时间最长的一个西夏瓷窑遗址。
啊，怪不得呢，白的比例还挺高的。
你看白不白？
确实。
虽然过去了1000年，但是这个白瓷也不亚于当今的这个白，因为咱们这个窑址它处于毛苏沙漠边缘
啊，
在1000年以前打碎了，埋在地下沙漠，这个地方干旱，它没有经过太潮湿，所以呢，今天我们检视出来就和昨天一样。
When you think of Ningxia, porcelain might not be the first thing that comes to mind, even for many Chinese. Yet, this region holds a unique and often overlooked place in China's rich ceramic history, especially during the era of the Xixia dynasty.
我们可以看到，这一件白釉牡丹纹漆刻花冠， 它可以代表我们这个西夏制瓷最高技艺，因为西夏它崇尚白色，所有的西夏瓷器里面白釉是极品，质量最高。
我看这上面雕的这么精美的花儿，这个工艺上难度主要在哪儿啊？
主要是剔刻花，这种技艺最早传承的是河北邯郸磁州窑但是在我们这个西夏时期呢，它有了自己的这个发挥。西夏它是大块吃肉，大碗喝酒，所以它形成这个粗犷豪爽这种性格粗犷也有精美。西夏它是个草原游牧民族，它这个斩呀、碗呀、杯呀，它的足比较高。
对，这好像和我们平常看到的碗底下明显要高一圈儿。
它和当时游牧民族生活习俗息息相关，它都是经常迁徙在沙漠、草原、帐篷席地而坐，这种高足比较稳固。你看这个瓷铃铛，这也是灵武窑一个独创。在中原地区，这种铃铛是用金属制造的，
对。
但是我们这个西北游牧民族呢，它是用陶瓷来烧制的而且这个陶瓷呢，它这个响声叮铃当啷，叮铃当啷，声音还挺清脆。
The Xixia, a kingdom that once thrived in the agricultural and pastoral lands of northwest China, lasted less than 2 centuries before falling to the Mongols, its secrets lost to time. 9 imperial tombs, standing at the foot of Herlan Mountain, remain as silent witnesses to its past. The kingdom left behind only a few porcelain treasures. Master Liu is dedicated to carrying this precious legacy forward.
古人类呢，他从山里面采土，黄河边取釉，烧出来一种大西北独有的粗犷的美瓷。上天赐予人类这么丰富的资源，黄河釉料成分特别好，你看它多么细腻啊！这里面它含有多种这个微量元素。
这就是冲刷下来的连泥带沙。
黄河天然把它已经淘洗过了，这里面它就是没有任何的这个颗粒，
对，
这样呢釉面就比较细腻光滑，这是何等美妙的一件事情。
Master Liu tells me, creating just one piece of Xixia porcelain means going through more than 20 steps. Collecting the clay, refining it, glazing it, carving it. Pure skill and patience.
我看您刻的时候特别潇洒，一笔就出来了。您看我在这儿描一道一道，越想描的细，然后最后反倒描的坑坑洼洼的。
这个牡丹纹饰是西夏工匠自己独创的，在其他窑匠没有这种洒脱的纹饰图案，要画到它的骨髓，画到它的灵魂，而不是光是形状像，要形似神似。你看，1、2、3、4，啪一吹，你看就出来了吧，对吧？
这个要的是那种连续的笔意，是吧？
这就是一笔合成。
It is not just the clay or the carving. The magic lies in the fire too. To bring the ancient flames back to life, Liu rebuilt the kiln using the same designs from centuries ago. It took him 10 years, dozens of failures, until finally, the porcelain he fired matched the soul of the Xixia. The body, the glaze, the form, almost indistinguishable from 1,000 years ago.
传统技艺不是我们想象那么简单，每次有一小步的成功，几年下来就会有一大步的成功。经过近几十年的努力，已经初步把西夏瓷的技艺掌握。我感觉我和古人延续了一个1000年的游戏。我在冥冥之中感觉我的前世就是西夏的一个窑匠。
哎呦，真的是非常浪漫的一种感觉。
Behind me, this great river never stops flowing, just like Chinese civilization. It is fed by countless streams. Each brings its own color, its own spark of creativity. Xixiao porcelain is one of those streams, a shining local voice in a much bigger story. It is the work of countless clever, brave, and hardworking people, the meeting of 1,000 different streams that built the brilliance and endless life of Chinese civilization. In the small, lively town of Tengxian, in South China's Guangxi, there is a street everyone knows, called Dangjun Road. Legend says that Emperor Taizong of town himself gave it its name to honor Li Yaochen, the first scholar from Guangxi to pass the highest imperial exams. Over the centuries, China's way of finding talent kept evolving, from inheritance to military merit to recommendation to open exams. But what did all that mean for a tiny town on the empire's edge?
人物志一，贤良，唐，李尧臣，坛津人，贞观7年癸巳进士，赐其礼门曰登俊。
登俊来历就是这个了。
哦，
李尧臣的父亲是一名公士，他有一个官职是文林郎，他在当地就相当于一个普通的官吏。他家庭也不是很富有，李尧臣就考上了广西第1位进士，在那个时候真的是破天荒的。当时广西在全国来讲还是相对偏远一点，经济文化都相对落后。
In the library, I came across more stories about Li Yaochen and the exams that once decided who would serve the empire. And guess what? He wasn't the last. After him, 22 more from this town made it all the way to the top. People across the country had a shot at greatness. Her Jianfan often visits schools, and these tales from Tengxian are his favorites to share. Before that, officials were selected based on recommendations. But for the first time in world history, talent alone had the power to open the gates to opportunity.
这是我们藤县人在清朝考试的一个试卷，考生考试的内容就是给他一个题目，这个是孔子的一句话，虽然见成过，你就根据这句话展开讲。虽然见成过是什么意思啊？过去的古代科举考试是考什么诗词歌赋为主的，我们现在高考是什么文化、理科、数学、英语都要考。
The imperial examination system lasted for 1,300 years, but by the early 20th century, the modern world had rendered it outdated. Decades later, a new gateway emerged, the Gaokao, China's national college entrance exam. Launched in the 1950s and rebooted in 1977, it has transformed millions of lives, fueling personal dreams and driving national progress.
咱们这台阶好高啊！
有67级，用我们当地的谐音就是录取的意思。
还有好含义呢。
啊，对。
黄书记，我看这儿有很多牌子，这些是，
历届考上清华北大的学生，我们树立这个牌子，主要是励志我们的学弟学妹们，让他们就向着全国的名校挺进吧。
那咱们这些考上理想大学、考上一些名牌大学的这些同学，这里边农村的孩子占比能有多少呢？
占比有2/3。
有2/3。
对，因为来自农村的孩子，尽管他们的最基础的教育可能没有城镇的那么好，但是他们很努力、很勤奋，进步得很快，很拼搏。
I grew up in a small town too. Without the Gaokao, I might never have reached Beijing, China's capital, or become a professor, sharing my love of science nationwide.
In China, 9 years of compulsory education are government funded, and after that, the Gaokao opens the door to higher education. Wu Dingguan, a graduating senior from Tongxian High School this year, is the son of farmers. In August, he got admitted to Wuhan University.
定官，你现在是被录取在武大的什么专业？
工科实验班水利类。我个人来说还是很满意的。
现在这个信息技术和传统的这些领域交叉融合的那些方向上面，其实也有很多前沿的东西。前一段时间我们到一个水利工程的现场去，全世界最高的堆石坝，240多米的大坝，你猜有多少人在工作？
几千人。
整个现场只有1000多人在工作，而且这1000多人啊，你都不太能看得见。为什么呢？因为他在不同的地方那个作业面，他其实每个人做的工作都已经高度的自动化、高度的智能化。
In September, Ding Guan will leave his hometown for university. He invited me to walk through his family's rice fields. It's a feeling many of us can relate to. The bittersweet goodbye to the past and the excitement for what's ahead.
课下时间多的话，我会参加几个社团，丰富一下自己的课余生活，进一步可能有读研、读博的打算，让自己的能力丰富起来，实现自己的人生价值。
是一个很好的想法。要实现你这理想的过程中，记住这句话，在不断的努力的同时，时不时的记着抬头看看天。
Before leaving, I stopped by a famous landmark in Tongxian. There, I met Pan Yunlong, one of the first students from Tongxian High to make it to university. He's now a professor and chief physician at a top hospital in Guangdong, the wealthier neighboring province to the east.
郑老师，现在我们攀爬这个叫做挂网岭，这个也是我们藤县的县城最高的地方，也是以前科举制度讲挂网的这个地方，有一定的象征意义了吧？
确实有这种攀登的感觉哈。
Dr. Pon's efforts led to a partnership between his hospital and Tongxian People's Hospital. Now, he visits monthly to offer free medical consultations.
您觉得高考对于您来讲意味着什么呢？
这个问题啊，其实对于我来讲呢，也有点难回答，但也很简单。我们那届有清华，有上海交大，有同济啊，还有武大，他们在国际的专业领域里面还是做出很大的贡献。
As we journeyed from the wisdom of the Shang Dynasty to today's innovations, one thing stood out: the unyielding spirit of progress. For a civilization thousands of years old, embracing change is part of the culture. That's why new ideas and new legends take root so easily here. China, from the north to the south, remain vibrant, evolving, and new. I'm Chen Zheng. Thanks for joining me, and stay tuned as the journey back to the roots of China continues.